Propagating gardenias from cuttings. Today I'm going to show you how to propagate this beautiful gardenia from cuttings. It is very easy to do. Just follow the steps that I'm going to show you, and soon you will have multiplied your own gardenia bush. Before we get started, I would like to ask you to please hit that like button and subscribe. Gardenias are not only beautiful, but the scent is divine. It has a similarity to jasmine, but it is just an amazing scent. If you only you could smell what I'm smelling right now. This is my oldest gardenia bush. Isn't it beautiful? Gardenias like part shade, especially here in the hot south. We in zone 9B, and our gardenia, you can see it's in some dappled sunlight, dappled shade, I'd say. And this is where it thrives the most. The first step we need to do is to take your cuttings. It is now the end of May, and most of our gardenias are done blooming. And to me, that's the perfect time to take cuttings. See, I do have a few blooms left, but much of the plant could need a good pruning. See, I have one little bloom down here. So when you do your pruning, take a look at your bush and figure out where do you want to prune. How do you want to shape it? This gardenia plant in here is very crowded because it's in between a lot of other pots, and I like to keep it very compact for that very reason, since we don't have much space here in our front yard garden. But I'm going to go see if I can find a cutting that will work well. You can see right here is where I took a cutting last year, and it's sent out shoots here, and now there's a little one coming at the bottom of this juncture as well. Here's another place where you can see I took a cutting once, and it sent out two and a little one. So that's kind of how you're going to figure out where do you want to do your cuttings. And I am thinking I'm going to prune down quite heavily over this one side because it's up against my fig tree. So I'm going to prune this one quite a bit down. I'm actually going to go all the way down here. And then over this side, I'm going to come in right under here because I can see it's already sending out new shoots. Remove the bottom leaves and put in a glass of water until you're ready to propagate them. Let's see if I can do that with one hand. There, that's it. I have a little zinnia bed right here. I'm just gonna put them in while I'm collecting all the cuttings. I see some places where the branches are crossing over, and that's definitely something that I want to remedy. So here's one right here. Let's see if we can get some more. Right here you can see this one is crossing over this one. I'm going to prune this one down to about here. You can see that the blossom is spent. Perfect time to propagate. Here's one that's crossing over all of the other ones, and I'm just going to go in and cut that all the way to the main branch right there, if I can get it. Today I want to show you two methods for how you can propagate gardenias very easily. And I'm just going to bed up these two pots. One is a regular nursery pot where I have some very well composted wood chips, some compost from the chicken coop, and a little bit of sand. And the other one is just pure sand. The gardenias will root in both of them with no problems. I'm just going to wet them up. I am keeping the material a little bit low in this part, but there's a reason for it. Whereas this one, I'm trying to get almost to the top of the bin. This is an old ice cream bin where I poked 2 holes in, very small holes in the bottom, and that's really all I want for drainage in this part, and I'll show you why when I finish. The next step is to prepare the cuttings. These are the cuttings that I got from that one gardenia bush. I'm going to show you how to prepare them. It's very easy and very simple to do. Please excuse my dirty fingers. I just came from the food forest. I was repotting a bunch of things, a bunch of fruit trees, and my hands are very dirty because of it. Let's see what we have. I'm going to put them on this cup of water. When you prepare your gardenia cuttings, you just want to make sure that you have sufficient amount of nodes, that some of the nodes go below the soil line and some go above. And you can see each one of these is a node. So this is a good cutting to take, but I don't want to lose the other section of the cutting, so I'm just going to take about right here. Small cutting, perfect. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Do it right here. Then I have this one. Even though there are no leaves on it, I'm still going to give it a try, because why not? What's the worst that can happen? It won't take. At least I've tried, right? But the best kind of cutting is definitely this softwood with a leaf or 2, 3. You don't need them all on there, but that's the best kind of cutting. The woody cuttings, they don't root as easily, but they're still pretty good at rooting. The gardenias are just easy. Let's see, cut right here. Right here. If you have a bad leaf, you can just take it off. Anything yellowing. And this time of the year, they like yellow. We are just about to go into some rain, but it has been so dry in our area of northeast Florida. Even a small cutting like this will root. And you can take big cuttings if you have a lot of space. You can take big cuttings too. I just kind of make them a little bit small today because of the spacing that I have. But I've made cuttings this size and no problem, they will root. Now see this down here, got cut off. I might actually use this as right here. Use this as one of the points that goes into the soil. Give it a try, why not? I don't like to waste stuff. I don't like to waste any plant material if there's a chance that it might propagate. But here you can see one that's, this is definitely dried out. It's not going to happen, so I'm just going to cut off right here and toss the rest. If you have any spent blooms or blooms, just pick them off, just like with the yellowing leaves. They will fall off if you leave them on there anyway, so just pick them up, just like that. But I'm going to finish processing the rest of these cuttings, and then I'll get back to you with the next step. That's all the little cuttings I have. These are all going to go in the bottom of another pot or in the compost pile, something like that. We don't waste anything. So let's get on with this project. Here you can see all the cuttings. I'm just gonna do one more step before I start sticking them in the soil. If the cutting is woody anyway, I'll just scrape the bottom of it. Just like that. I'm just gonna scratch the bottom of each cuttings, just like this. If it's one of the thicker ones, you want to get all the way into the middle. The thin softwood cuttings, you barely need to scratch them. You just want to give it a little bit more surface area for the roots to take hold. I have my 2 containers ready and I have the cuttings ready. All you need is rooting powder, but in all honesty, you don't need rooting powder. I have just stuck some cuttings in some soil and they will grow. Gardenias will grow without rooting hormone, but I like to just see if I can maximize the propagation rate, the success rate, and that's why I will use the rooting powder. Just stick it in the container. This is the one I use. You can use many different types. And gardenias are not picky. They are so easy to propagate. Just stick them in. See if you can get them to not touch the sides if possible. Especially with this big one that I'm going to cover. But you just dip them the rooting hormone and put them in there. Soil mixture, and you can really use anything that you have on hand. You can use compost, you can use regular garden soil for these gardenias. They will root. They are not picky at all. We have a lot of sand because we have some old sandbags from last year's hurricane season, and that is what I have in this bin right here. Why waste? See people throw sandbags out all the time. Just leave them to dry out in the sun for a few months, and then I use them for propagation. You can put these really close to tell you the truth, the only thing that really limits me when it comes to these propagation bins is how much space I have. I can't make more plants than what I have room for. And at this point, we don't have that much room because we have so many plants already and we're still looking for acreage. Gardenias are so easy to root. There we go. Let's see, right there. Now, I told you I was going to show you 2 different methods, right? The first one, well, let's actually water them in first. Before we do anything else, just water them in. Just like that. And you have drainage in both of them, so the water will go out. So the first one is to just take a plastic bag and tie it around the pot, just like this. And you tie it, or if you have another one of these clear containers, which is what I'm going to do right here, you just do it like this. I found this to be extremely successful in many plants, especially the gardenias. So I'm just going to make sure that everything is on the inside of this. This is the perfect propagation pot for gardenias and many other plants, by the way. So that is what I'm going to do with one of them, but in the past I've used the plastic bags, no problem. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the other one. These are current upside down propagation bins. If you watch the How to Propagate Bougainvillea video, you've seen us use these before, but I'm going to open one of them up and see if I can find space for the gardenias. Let's see what we've got in here. Yep, we've got the bougainvilleas in here. I'm just gonna empty this water out. That is from the last rain. We really didn't get much rain, but I'm gonna empty it out real quick. Just a little bit. You can see the bougainvillea dropped some of the leaves, but it's still going strong. Now, I'm just gonna have the gardenia pot join it. And I think the bougainvilleas have been in there for 2 weeks? 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I believe. I just checked my notes, and yes, bougainvillea has been in there for 3 weeks, and I'm gonna leave them in there for at least another month. The gardenias, I like to leave them in for 2 months, but they are likely gonna start setting root even earlier than that. I am just gonna see if I can get myself out of here. But this bin is behind my propagation table. It is out of sight, out of mind, and the worst thing you could do for your cuttings is actually what I just did. I opened up the bin. But that's okay. It was time to empty out the water that had settled in there. But in reality, if you can just leave those bins alone for 2 months, then you will see great results. I would say over the winter, I like to leave things in there for 3 months, and in the warmer months, 2 months. And here is the gardenia pot with the clear bin on top. I'm just going to leave this right on top of this bin where the water likes to go either right down here, and then I don't have to do anything. I'm just going to leave it like this for, again, 2 months before I even take a look at it. These gardenias are between 1 to 2 years old, grown just the way I showed you. And this bush looks a lot fuller because there are actually more than one cutting in here. You can see I just kind of let them in here. So if you want your bush to look fuller, that's one way to do it. But you can also just start pruning them, making more cuttings, and it'll shape into a more bushy plant. If you'd like to learn how to make more flowering shrubs and edible plants from cuttings and from seed, check out our playlist, Make More Plants. We have lots of different videos for you so that you can make more plants out of what you already have in your backyard. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like button and subscribe. Hit the share button, the save button. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making the world a little greener.